Just typical, isn't it? 3 months traveling and I come back and what's waiting for me amongst the goodies? A travel tripod. Could have been quite handy. Yeah, we're gonna look at it and find out if this is coming with me on my next trip. So yeah, let's crack on. As you know, I'm not a fan of branding on things, otherwise the case would have been fine, but yeah, just not into walking around like a big advertising billboard. AirTag holder, which is actually pretty cool if you're in that ecosystem. I am not. Yes, I have Apple stuff, but I also have Android, and I'm currently using Galaxy tags, which are relatively limited, but there you go. Definitely feels like we've got carbon fiber and aluminium alloy construction, 900 grams. Now this isn't the smallest packing travel tripod out there. 42.8 centimeters is what you're looking at right there. Again, this is annoying. Not a fan of that at all. That'll probably get taped up. Details wise though, pretty nifty. Now this is going to be better outside, but actually, oh, that's locked, unlocked. That is actually a nice smooth action. Oh, that's a bit of resistance there. That's actually pretty decent. Look at that. So we can adjust everything nicely. That is an interesting. Let's just sit this down, and this is some amazing TV or whatever you want to call it. Aha, that's an interesting bit of a locking system. So if we get it in place, if we turn that, we have to turn that to close that. So what's that for? An extra bit of locking. Interesting. Now this can be removed, the safety nut, and placed to there. We do of course have a spirit level. Everything's nice and dinky, as you can probably imagine. Let's zoom in a bit. Do like that movement though. I wasn't sure if I was going to be a fan of this sort of ball head on a travel kit. Obviously you can switch it out. Oh, let's lock that back in. There we go. Let's get used to that. Lock this up here, and then we should be able to just spin that off. Now, because of the size of the thing, there's no bowl, but you can easily screw on your own ball head there. It's all fairly standard stuff. Markings are decent. Build quality feels nice. I think I'm going to carry on with this for now, because that action might come in handy for me. Now, we do have the center column, of course. We do have the hook as usual. Let's see if there's a tool on the end of that hook. Riveting video. Yep, little tool on the end there. That's fine. And I do believe that one of these is removable. There we go. That's removable. So a bit of monopod action. Unless it's the one with the branding on it, typically. But yeah, that feels pretty decent and packs away nicely. Now, they're pretty good. I'm not going to get my fingers trapped in there as I do with the other style. Let us know if you prefer this sort of system or the clips. It's not too bad. It is going to take a bit of use out and about to see if I'm as pleased with the build quality as I am at the moment. Let's see which way around that goes. Let's lock that in place. Of course, there's a little 1/4 inch there to mount. There's 2 actually. Not a lot else to speak about. The feet, can the feet come off? Not, I don't think so. Not too bad first impressions wise, other than that. We're out in the cold to see how easy this is to deploy. Right, out the bag, let me just hang this on the other tripod. And right, so we turn the feet, make sure they're fully out. There are 4 clicks if you can get them to click. We'll mention that in a bit. Turn it well. Now the one that's a monopod, make sure that's not loose, because that can mess up your fast deploy. And if I've got this tightened, yeah, that's okay. Now there's a little, where is it? Oh yeah, little notch there to bring the center column up. You can also remove the center column. Now, as you'll see, for me, once the camera's plunked on top, that's head height. I do like that movement. Actually, we'll see how that fares when I actually give it a go. Now, while we're at it, you've got little notches there, he says, to splay the legs. So there's that. They feel actually very sturdy. So yeah, not too bad, that. Let's see how we fare. Oops, might have attacked the other tripod. Freewell going for the guts on the other tripods. I think, what's this one I've got over there? K&F carbon fiber, different market, but it served me absolutely fine. This is the included Arca Swiss type base plate that you get, and watch this is a nice little bit of innovation. You flick out this bit and this bit here, and then you can fit your mobile phone in there. Pretty handy if you're into that kind of thing. Now obviously it's not perfect, but nice little bit of, let's call it innovation. Simple thing to include, doesn't take up space at all, and works nicely. If you do want to adjust the legs independently, you can do it, although it's not amazing. Now this thing will turn 4 times for the 4 sections, although it's not particularly accurate. But if I give it a 1 turn, it then will stop at the 1 point. If give it another turn, that was a bit awkward. I didn't quite get the 2nd turn there, but that's the concept. It's just not that simple. But as for deployment, it's not too bad. Just, yeah, the adjusting, even though it does have 1, you see there's 4, but it's not that simple. After some play, we've worked out what this is for. This basically allows for that. Then you can tighten it up and it's not moving. So that's what that was for. Now, of course, there's another 1/4 thread that we didn't mention before. But yeah, that's all right. Now, if we turn this handle, now it's turning based on that. If we lock that in place, completely locked in, nice and sturdy, loosen it, and then we can do the tilt there. Loosen here, we can turn here, and here allows you to use the full motion of the ball there, which is fine. So very flexible when it comes to positions. But is that, let's make that less flexible there. Is that motion really worth having all this extra, let's just call it bulk? What don't I like then, other than the visible branding? Well, some of these negatives aren't particularly game ending, or are simply based on my personal preferences as a pro photographer and somebody who likes to travel light for a few months at a time. So, you know, here goes. It isn't the shortest when packed down. It doesn't have the best maximum load, and the ball head is fairly, well, it's just not as useful as it appears. The AirTag holder is cool and all, but not exactly discreet, and the spirit level really could do with being in a more visible location. Now, the twist lock legs are actually fine for me, but I appreciate that some will prefer the clip lock method, especially as the legs on this tripod aren't the easiest to adjust independently, and the feet aren't the best for uneven terrain. Now, on the plus side, it is possibly the lightest travel tripod in this range at the moment, while still being relatively sturdy out and about. It deploys more than fast enough too, and the case, which I've got somewhere over here, is actually more practical than some of the higher end, let's just call them, tripods, but that branding is super annoying. It's also one of the cheapest in its range, and all in all, I think it's a very decent debut tripod for Freewell. It's possibly trying to be a bit too clever. I guess if they came out with a less fancy ball head or made the panning action usable, maybe fix a few of the other flaws, it could become a serious contender, even against, dare I say it, the PD tripod and its wildly fierce fan base. Maybe. What do you think? Have you tried it? Let us know in the comments, and I'll see you there.